Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. So let me start today's video by showing you my mutual fund portfolio that I had created in the last 1 year. So if you take a look, you will see that I had invested roughly 6.86 CR. Currently I'm sitting on a 21% gain as of today and the value is 8.29 CR. Now this entire portfolio has been built in the last 1 year. How you can verify it? You can check some of my previous mutual fund videos and उसमें आपको progress होती हुई दिख जाएगी. Now on top of that, this year the equity portfolio that I had built, it's roughly between 30 to 35. उसका proof मैं आपको इसलिए नहीं दे सकता because that is not how the investment portals are designed that I can show you just for this year वाली चीज़. So I am sitting there on roughly 35% profit. Now this is not a chest thumping video. The main message that I want to deliver is that I am a contrarian investor. There are certain strategies that I'm building in this type of a market, which is based on contrarian investing, which I feel are going to be extremely useful. So I thought that I will do a quick video where I will analyze the last 50-year history of bull run, because currently we are in a bull run. I was one of the earliest people to say that we are in a bull run. Nikalna mat, nikalna mat, nikalna mat. And even now I am saying that this is not the right time to sell it. When would be the right time? I'll discuss it. What type of stocks you should be buying, what type of opportunity fund you should be creating. These are small nuanced points, but if you execute this, if you watch this video fully, if you like the video, do like the video, it allows these type of videos reach out to more investors. So if you watch this video very carefully, you will have a complete understanding. Everything will be taught fundamentally. Please make notes. My humble request is that if you don't have time to watch this video fully, don't watch it now, save it, watch it later. So on that note, without wasting any further time, let me jump right in. The number one question that people are having is, you know what, Nifty is at an all-time high. Should I sell it? I will sell stuff and then I will re-enter Nifty when Nifty falls. Right? Genius strategy. But honestly, that is how everyone thinks. People are not able to execute it. So आप मान के चलो, just believe the fact that you will not be able to time the top of the market and the bottom of the market. You will do a very bad job at it. I still have friends who are waiting for Nifty to fall to 10,000. Now you will say 10,000 Nifty, have they gone mad? No, go back to COVID times when Nifty was at 12,500, it fell to 8,000. Then it rose to 13,000-14,000. Then people are saying, you know what, तब खरीदूंगा जब Nifty आ जाएगा वापस at 10,000. They are still waiting till today. They have not put in their money and they have lost so much potential gain. So please, the number one point that you need to remember is that you will time the market horribly. Don't fall into that trap that मैं बेच के निकल जाऊंगा and then I will re-enter it. If you truly believe that we are in a bull run, stick to it. It's fine. Go through a little bit of volatility. See 5-7% fall from this point also. It's completely 100% okay. That is how you will make money. Now, why am I saying that we are in a bull run? Let me explain that topic in a few seconds. See, let me first talk about the short-term view of the market. So here is where we are. I will just open it and zoom on this chart. The short-term immediate target for Nifty comes out to be roughly 21,500. Now, ये 21,500 का figure कैसे आया? So this is cup with handle. If you pick this depth and if you stick it somewhere here, the Nifty technical target comes out to be roughly 21,500. This is not something that I'm saying right now. This is something that I have maintained over the last 6-7 months when I made the video around till what point Nifty will be there. In fact, I will link that video. You guys can watch it. So, 100 बातों की एक बात that the technical target is 21,500 right now. As of making this video, we are at 20,700. No point cutting your position and not capturing this 800 point gain. Okay, so this is the number one point that you must remember, that this is not a seller's market. Then comes the second natural question that, hey, is it a buyer's market? Should मैं भर के खरीद लूँ? This, that. No, I am not buying भर के. What is the reason for that? Let me explain that also. So here again, I will show you the long-term view of Nifty, and what you will notice is that, see, this red regions, whatever I have marked, these are major falling regions, right? So this was 2008 crisis. Market यहाँ पे करीब 6,000 पॉइंट से लेके गिरा था करीब 2,500 पॉइंट तक. Okay, so there was a massive fall here. Then again there was a fall here. Then again there was a fall here. Then again there was a fall here. Now why have I marked these regions? Because a key golden rule that people forget is that, see, you will make the most money when you purchase this entire dip. Okay. अब बहुत सारे geniuses बैठे होंगे and they will comment that, you know what, Akshat, I can buy just time the market here and I will buy literally at these points. भाई आप कर सकते हो टाइमिंग तो कर लो, राइट. What I typically do is that I try to buy through this entire range, right. This is where I would be making my bulk investments, and this is the reason why I will take you to my mutual fund portfolio again, that I am sitting on a 21% profit, right. Mutual fund, wealth managers, इनका इतना profit निकल के नहीं आता, and I have been able to generate that profit. How? Just by investing most of my money in index, right. So you can see it. This is 50% index funds. ये वाला fund of fund है, which is again an index. So almost 65-70% of my money is an index, which has been done in a bulk buying fashion. I had made specific video. Check this video here. 50 lakh investing live and all that stuff. So उस टाइम पे भर खरीदने का टाइम था. Now is not the time where you will invest money in like सारा पैसा ले लो, मेरा घर बार बेच दूंगा, and because Nifty is at an all time high, I will invest everything. You will not make crazy money when the markets are going up. You will actually make money when you have money to invest in these zones, right? This is the zone, this is the zone, this is the zone. And इसकी तैयारी जो होती है, this entire process of investing this big amount of money during these times, there is a process to it, right? It is about creating an opportunity fund. Now, what is the meaning of opportunity fund, right? आपने ये समस्या बहुत सुनी होगी that when the market falls, यार पैसे खत्म हो गए, right? We have no money to invest. यार यहाँ पे 2020 कोविड क्रैश आया एंड मार्केट एकदम से बढ़ गया, बट आई वॉज लेफ्ट विथ नो मनी, आई एग्जॉस्टेड ऑल माई मनी. भाई यू आर एग्जॉस्टिंग ऑल योर मनी बिकॉज यू आर नॉट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर द बैड टाइम्स when there is a good time going. Right now there is a good time going. You need to start preparing your opportunity fund. If you don't do it, if you don't pick this type of strategy, you will not make crazy money. Now people take pleasure in terms of making fun of people कि you know what, आप तो COVID investor हो, right? You made money in COVID, तो आप बना लेते, right? Did I ever say no to it? Now you go and make money 1 crore, 2 crore through investment by investing in a time when people are scared, right? That is the best time you will get discounted deals. So to cut the long story short, you must create an opportunity fund. For example, and this is a point that I spoke on my live also, that मान लो कि आप 10,000 का investment, typically you do 10,000 investment every month. Now what you should start doing is that do only 8,000 and 2,000 you can put in opportunity fund, right? Now this money you have access to, you can pull it out anytime you like, and then when the crisis comes, this money is something that should be plowed here. That is what is going to give you massive returns. अभी क्या सिचुएशन है कि आप यहाँ पे बल्क इन्वेस्टिंग करोगे, दिस मनी, वॉट एवर न्यू मनी यू आर पोरिंग इन, इट विल नॉट ग्रो मोर देन 10 to 15% इन द मार्केट. बहुत मुश्किल है इस चीज़ को करना. वाई? बिकॉज देर इज अ टाइम वेन यू बल्क इन्वेस्ट, देर इज अ टाइम वेन यू स्लो डाउन, देर इज अ टाइम वेन यू डू सेंसिबल इन्वेस्टिंग. सो प्लीज लर्न दिस एडवांस्ड टेक्निक. मैंने फटाफट बता दी. इफ यू एंजॉयड इट, डेफिनेटली डू कंसिडर प्रेसिंग द लाइक बटन एंड सपोर्टिंग दीज टाइप ऑफ वीडियोज. नाउ कम्स द नेचुरल क्वेश्चन दैट ओके, वॉट एवर opportunity fund we are creating, in which format can we do it? So you can consider investing in alternate assets. That brings us to the sponsors of today's video, which is Vested. They have come out with a new product, which is an alternate investing platform. You can invest money in a basket format in solar energy. You can invest money in US stocks. You can invest money in bonds. So all that can be considered as a part of your opportunity fund. If it looks sensible to you, you can check the detailed document that I've created in description and comment box. And if it fits your risk profile, you can definitely consider it. So on that note, let me now address the next critical point about bull run, that where we are in this current bull run and to what extent can our portfolio grow if we have purchased good assets. So उसके लिए आप थोड़ी सी स्टडी कर लो एंड मैं आपको थोड़ी सी हिस्ट्री बता देता हूँ, राइट? सो द फर्स्ट की थिंग दैट यू नीड टू नो इज दैट द बुल रन स्टार्ट्स व्हेन देयर इज एन एंड ऑफ क्राइसिस और द क्राइसिस हैज डीपन्ड. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, दिस इज द 2008 फेज. यहाँ पे मार्केट पूरा गिर गया था. एंड व्हेन डिड द बुल रन स्टार्ट? द बुल रन स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हियर, राइट? सो यहाँ से आप देख सकते हो this entire bull run, how much return did it give? It gave roughly 422% return. Now this is the next leg of the crisis, right? ये जहाँ से कोविड क्राइसिस हुई, इसमें कितना हुआ है? इसमें हुआ है roughly 130-140% return has been made. So this is a good history lesson here, that if you study the last 4-5 bull runs that have happened in the Indian market, what is the size of that typical bull run that happens? So I have aggregated some data for you and I will take you through it. देखो ये 1985 वाला तो बहुत पुराना डेटा हो गया, so there is no point in looking at it. This was Harshad Mehta scam. Our entire parents' generation missed out on creating wealth in the stock market. Why? Because of this gentleman Harshad Mehta, who ran one of the biggest scams in the Indian market. जब वो स्कैम खत्म हो गया था, when that scam got over, Within the next 18 months, the market gave 300% returns. Okay. Now, 2003 to 2008 again was a very important phase. This was the end of the dot-com crisis. The dot-com crisis happened somewhere in 2000. Right. Now, there the market gave 610. अभी मैंने आपको पोस्ट 2008 फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस का डेटा दिखाया. देयर द मार्केट्स गेव रफली 600% रिटर्न. सो अभी राइट नाउ वी आर सेटिंग ऑन 130% रिटर्न. So are we in the mature phase of the bull run? The short answer is no. We are still in somewhere like less than half bull run has happened, and the markets can theoretically go to even like 35,000. Don't miss this boat. This might be one of your lifetime's biggest investment opportunity. If you don't navigate the market sensibly, you will regret by looking at the next 10, 15, 20 years. बहुत कम ऐसे मौके आते हैं when you are almost sure that you know what markets में returns बनेंगे. Now why would that happen? For that you need to study the characteristics of bull run and why bull runs typically happen. So let me give you like a crash course there. Now here is a very interesting snippet and I will just read it with you, that bull run generally takes place when economy is strengthening. This is a keyword, please note it. This tend to happen in line with strong GDP, जब GDP बढ़ रही हो. Investor confidence is positive. There is overall demand for stocks along with overall tone of the market. This is also represented by the amount of IPO activity. अब I have highlighted 4-5 keywords for you, right? अब आप मुझे बताओ कि जीडीपी पे इतनी न्यूज़ आ रही है दैट जीडीपी बढ़ गया. दैट्स अ सेपरेट आर्ग्यूमेंट ऑल टुगेदर वेदर दिस इज ट्रू और नॉट इन रियलिस्टिक टर्म्स, हाउ मच इट हैज गॉन, ऑल दैट. बट जीडीपी बढ़ गया, यस. विल इट कंटिन्यू टू राइज? यस. ओके. इन्वेस्टर कॉन्फिडेंस, इज इट ग्रोइंग इन द इंडियन मार्केट? यस. नाउ ओवरऑल डिमांड फॉर इक्विटीज, हैज इट गॉन अप? यस. When 2020 वाला टाइम जो आया था उसमें आई थिंक रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स गॉट देयर फर्स्ट लेसन. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द रिटेल इन्वेस्टर्स जो नए हैं कि अच्छा यार इक्विटी में भी पैसा बनता है, सो वी शुड इन्वेस्ट इन इक्विटीज. फिर उनका लॉस हो गया उसके बाद, देन दे वेंट अवे. नाउ दे विल अगेन कम बैक इनटू द रेस. व्हाट अबाउट आईपीओ एक्टिविटी? भाई चल रही है, अभी तो दबा के चल रही है आईपीओ एक्टिविटी. सो टू कट द लॉन्ग स्टोरी शॉर्ट, 21,500 तो कहीं जाता नहीं नजर आ रहा. इट शुड लाइकली हैपन विद इन द नेक्स्ट फ्यू मंथ्स इटसेल्फ. ऑलमोस्ट वेरी हाई प्रोबेबिलिटी इट विल हैपन बिफोर द इलेक्शंस. So quite confidently I can say that. Now on that note, let me take you through even a longer term cycle of the bull runs, and there are very good case studies in history which you can go and investigate. Now in case you guys are enjoying all this fundamental commentary, I make all these type of fundamental commentaries on my YouTube member section also. This is becoming India's biggest investment community now. People are having very rich discussions. बहुत strategic advice आपको मिलती है, बहुत useful advice आपको मिलती है. If you are a serious investor, do consider trying out the member community for a couple of months. You yourself will see a major change in terms of your confidence level, because stock market is nothing but confidence game, right? So it's not as if that I can give birth to a new stock, but there are small points, right? I mean, what type of strategy you should play in which type of market. So all these are fundamental macroeconomics, strategic, technical points which I teach in a very sensible manner. You will enjoy it. Just try out for a couple of months. You can check the links in the description and comment box. So okay, let me come back to the overarching cycle or long-term bull run cycle, and let me speak about 2-3 case studies here. So the first case study is about the Japanese bull run market of 1980s. Now India right now in 2023 is somewhat like Japan of 1980s. So back in the day in 1980s, Japan was younger population. बहुत सारी इनकी multinational companies आ रही थी. They were known for their work ethic. Japanese growth was being lauded. बहुत अच्छी चीज़ें हुई थी जापान में, right? And there was a bull run in the market. Now something similar is happening in India. Now you might have a natural response कि यार जापान का तो स्टॉक मार्केट डिब्बा हो गया, ऐसा तो नहीं इंडिया का भी हो जाएगा. Entirely different conversation. What I simply wanted to talk about was the sentiment that back in the 80s that Japan had a very strong tailwind. There was a massive push in terms of sentiment. Same sentiment push is happening in India as of now. Second case study was of 1990s bull run. Now this was the dot-com phase, and in 1990 के बाद जो अमेरिका में कंपनीज बनी थी in the US, if you are just going in with their presentation deck that you know what, I am making a tech company, ले लो funding, right? I mean $1 million की funding ले लो वगैरह वगैरह. So there was just too much euphoria in terms of whatever was happening in tech. 90-95% of it was useless, but it gave birth to a lot of good companies which eventually became like market leaders. This phase was important, and this again was a phase of euphoria. 2020s or 2022 onwards, there seems to be a bit of euphoria in terms of AI, जो भी आपके healthcare innovation हो रहे हैं, जो भी आपके financialization हो रहा है, GDP growth हो रही है. So there's too much euphoria happening in the Indian market also. This might not be the case with the West, but in India that big euphoria is happening. Now, will this pan out into real growth or not? That remains to be seen. But this has enough legs to propel the stock market. This is the central point that you need to understand. ये sentiment वाले point आपको कोई नहीं समझाता. I am just trying to explain that. I hope you understood that basic explanation. Now, if you take a look at the current bull run where we are, this bull run started post 2020 because 2020 में fall हुआ था. मैंने आपको 2008 का चार्ट दिखाया था, 2000s का चार्ट दिखाया था. Any bull run is built on the back of a crisis. In 2000 it was the dot-com, 2008 it was the financial crisis. The recent bull run has started happening after the 2020 COVID crisis ended, so to say. Has it completely ended? I don't know, but yeah, but almost 99% people have stopped talking about it. So we can assume that this crisis is over, right? Crisis तो definitely खत्म है. Second is that there has to be a euphoria mood. This has just begun, right? There was a phase in 2020 when market was rallying and all that, but it was not based on corporate results. उस समय corporates के नतीजे अच्छे नहीं आ रहे थे, right? During COVID, market बढ़ गया. It happened due to liquidity, that there was quantitative easing that was done, that money printing, उसकी वजह से market बढ़ा. But corporate results were not solid. This time around, the corporate results are solid. Let me show you a couple of examples because many of you might be wondering कि यार अभी पैसा कहाँ डाल सकते हैं and all that stuff. So see, this is not a stock recommendation. Stock recommendation मैं नहीं दे रहा हूँ, मैं आपको simple logic बता रहा हूँ. तो let's take a look at something like Kotak Mahindra Bank, right? So if you check Kotak Mahindra Bank, from its top, as of today, it is trading roughly 23% low from its top. So there is a good margin of safety of 23%. Now, what have the results been like for Kotak Mahindra Bank? So if you take a look, it is sitting on its highest ever revenues. It is sitting on its highest ever profits. What about valuations of Kotak Mahindra Bank? So you go and check the historic PE. भाई जिस historic PE पे है उतनी PE पे तो it has not traded for the last 14 years. Now is this a good candidate still to buy? The short answer is yes. Why? Because this is not just euphoria. This is based on strong corporate results. Now tomorrow I will write a post of companies that are posting good corporate results. Those would be genuine companies. Now a lot of investors in this round of rally will get fooled by companies जिनके कॉर्पोरेट रिजल्ट अच्छे नहीं है बट यूफोरिया में बह रहे हैं स्टॉक्स, राइट? हम लोग कहीं तक भी जा सकते हैं. सो आई कैन नॉट कॉमेंट एनीथिंग ऑन इट. शुड यू बाय, शुड यू नॉट बाय? सी यार, आप ना छोटे टाइम के लिए खरीद के, फॉर एग्जांपल फॉर द नेक्स्ट 6 months यू माइट बाय अ स्टॉक, यू माइट मेक सम गेन्स. You will not understand when to cut your positions. You might be lucky if you are able to understand it and get out of it. कोई सिस्टम नहीं है उन स्टॉक्स में, राइट? At this phase, when you are targeting, I am going to put my money for 5, 10 years, 15 years, will enjoy the majority of the bull run, you must pick good companies. If you're not doing that, आपका छोटे टर्म में पैसा बन सकता है, but लंबे टर्म में नहीं बनेगा. You will not be able to make like 200, 300% profit on a big portfolio. Again, taking you back to my mutual fund portfolio. See guys, I mean, I have invested significant amount. So this amount is fairly big for me also. Now, if I am targeting, let's say कि यार मेरे को 100% से अपना portfolio grow करना है, then I have to pick low risk asset where there is margin of safety. For example, कल को, right, the Kotak Mahindra Bank falls by let's say 5-7%. Will I tremble? The short answer is no. I will not get stressed about it because I have purchased a decent stock at good valuation. कोई ऐसी खास प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. होने को कुछ भी हो सकता है, राइट? आई मीन एनीथिंग कैन हैपन विद एनी स्टॉक दैट यू कांट टेक गारंटी ऑफ. बट नेट इज देयर अ थीसिस और इन्वेस्टमेंट थीसिस ऑन दैट स्टॉक? सो द शॉर्ट आंसर इज yes, there is investment thesis. And tomorrow on member community, I will give you commentary on 4-5 key stocks where the corporate results are good. And it makes sense from a valuation point of view to start considering those. I keep on getting so many queries. यार, you know what, SBI card नहीं बढ़ा, this नहीं बढ़ा. यार, you have to be a little bit patient. Even Kotak Mahindra Bank, HDFC Bank, in the last 5 days, they have started showing very good up move. This was the same story with HDFC AMC. मेरे को गालियाँ पड़ रही थी after like 6-8 months back if you go. And look at the performance of HDFC AMC in the last 6 months. It has been a very good phenomenal stock. Very simple investment thesis was there, right? So unless you have ability to invest big in very simple narratives, you will not make money. That is the key message I am trying to deliver. So then comes the next few key trigger points that, for example, if the market has to go from 21,500, चलो मान लो यहाँ पे पहुँच गया, all the way till let's say 27-28K, right? So अगर यहाँ तक पहुँचना है, then what needs to happen? See, these things have already played out and are playing out, no doubt about that. Corporate results में there will be some companies that will move without fundamentals, उनको मत पकड़ो, right? But additional things need to happen. For example, there needs to be macro triggers. Now, what are those macro triggers? There are 2 key macro triggers. One is that FIIs are going to ramp up or increase their investments in India. And as that happens, the market is going to move up. especially large caps. Second key point is that interest rates are going to cut. These two are major macro triggers. It is expected that interest rates are going to get cut when in the first half of 2024, right? Tab aap another round of rally you will definitely see, or most likely you are likely to see that. So this will be a major trigger point for the market. These two things can propel the market even further. Then comes the final point that for any market to give a bull run, for example, America mein bull run multiple times hui thi. Why was that? Because the domestic market was strong. It was strong from equity side and it was strong from bond market side. Both the markets in the US were mature, right? Now something similar is happening in India. I'm not sure that if you guys are observing, but even the bond market in India is getting that depth. So which is good because it brings and sustains more domestic investments, both from the retail side and domestic institutional investor side. So this means that, you know what, kal ko agar FIIs paisa withdraw bhi karte hain, then dependence on FII is becoming lesser and lesser, which is a good sign. So all these factors combined, this is going to likely propel the market all the way till here. So if you have 3-4 year viewpoint, you can definitely consider it. Now comes the final point that I wanted to cover on today's video, which is, Akshat, you are saying that the market is at 20,700, 800, and you are saying ki bulk buy, don't bulk buy. Why is that? The reason is very simple that see, अगर आप कभी भी मार्केट की टॉप पे खरीदते हो anything, right? You are not going to make more than 10 to 15% CAGR depending on what asset you are buying, right? I mean, I'm talking about index here. So आपका 10-15% से return ज़्यादा नहीं बनेगा, right? This is a very, very important point that you must understand. And let me open up the chart so that you understand this point more. Let's see. So here we are right now. We are at our all-time high. Now, if the market moves up, it might move up like this, then it will fall, then it will move up like this, it will fall, it will move up like this, it will fall. All this stuff might happen. And eventually in the long run, you can see that we are typically moving upwards only, right? So market, whenever it goes up, so if it goes up from, let's say, 20,700 all the way till 30,000, okay? This journey will be there, but this journey will happen with a lot of volatility and dips. This is something that you would have observed also over the last 1.5 years. कि बहुत volatility थी market में. This volatility is driven by debt, right? There is more and more debt in the world, which means that there will be more and more volatility in whatever investments that you are making. You should be able to handle this volatility. Now, अभी होगा क्या कि आप all time high पे आपने कर दिया, and if for some reason the market corrects by 10%, then you have to wait for another 3, 4, 5 months for the market to go back up. 6 महीने निकल गए, 6 months gone, no return made, stock market is useless, let me pull out, right? So if you are of that mentality, then definitely do not bulk invest. A better strategy for you would be that either you SIP, that आप systematic investment plan के अंतर्गत करते रहो when the market is at all time high. In fact, slow down your SIP when the market is towards all time high. Second is that please be diversified. Again, please go and check Vested's platform, wonderful platform. You can consider investing some money via it. This is very important that you have that diversification. And third is that you buy on dips, right? This is very, very critical that when you find a support, that is where you should be buying and probably pick some bulk position. This strategy is very critical. This is where you require a bit of hand holding. Again, I will explain all this stuff in greater detail whenever such time comes on my member community. Again, would request all of you to just try it once. Meanwhile, if you don't want to try it, no problem. Please learn how to build a portfolio. Here is how you can build a portfolio. If you check this entire video, you will at least get the basics of it. I hope you enjoyed this conversation. If you did, do press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon.